Mm.
Good morning, Inger.
Good morning, Robert. Another day in paradise, is that
Yeah,
what you say?
yeah,
Yeah, Robert and I have just been chatting briefly about what we're going to talk about today. And I checked in with my higher self like 5 minutes before I connected with Robert. And she threw in a few things that she she makes kind of an overview of what she can see is taking place around us.
mhm,
Uh, One of the things she said that there is a lot of energy coming in, and this creates a greater awakening. A lot of people are starting to questioning their reality. Things are shifting within them, and they have deep awakenings within that suddenly make them no longer relate to their surroundings, to friends, to family, and anything. And also because we are so locked down when it comes to moving around physically, it creates a huge loneliness within many people. Um, it's not easy. I know that through my own awakening, and I think all of you can relate to that. And when you suddenly change and there's no one you can talk to around, there's no one who resonates with you, there's no one who supports you, you really need what we call a tribe. We need
yeah,
someone to talk with, we need someone to support us. And Robert and I talked about maybe bringing in some energies that could support us in attracting people that we can be with, people that can sustain us, people that are on the same wavelength. Because we also have to remember that when we wake up, it's like I used to compare it to a stepping stone pyramid, uh, where we doesn't necessarily resonate with everybody who's awakened. Because we wake up, it's like vibration after vibration after vibration. So for one period of time, we can resonate with one light worker group, and then suddenly you feel that I don't no longer resonate with it. Then you start to seek another level.
yeah.
And that is just a normal place. When you wake up, you're not supposed to stay with one group. You're supposed to kind of develop and move on.
We become space travelers,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah, and for me it resonates because I've been through that path. It was not last January, but the January before, and then I felt that I found my truth, and then I was trying to convince everybody, and that didn't work, and then I was alone, and then I found some tribes, and then they for me, they stepped into fear. So I stepped out of that because they were wrong and I was right. And so then I made some other shifts, and now I'm in the space there that I accept that everybody has his own belief system, his own awakening moment. That I'm not there yet. That so many things are changing. But what we can do is um, work with the heart,
Mm,
work in especially in opening the heart
mm,
further for all positive possibilities of
yeah,
finding your tribes.
yeah.
So let's put some energy in that. So
Mm,
and then that will help people to be more aware, alert, open for the positivity of others, even if it's momentarily. It's not forever. And
mm,
opening the heart in the center, the higher heart, the throat chakra, because they have to speak out and let other people know where they are,
mm.
and to have to discussions to find out that there are more truths. Um, that really is also on the left lower part of the heart, I feel. So let's do that. Okay.
Mhm.
So helping finding tribes from the heart out of positivity in all these changing energies.
It was a very potent energy that was brought in, and the images I was given was that a person kind of opened like a door in her heart, and it says like, I'm home, I'm here, I'm home. And then I was shown like, I don't know what to call it, a network of energies with a lot of dots on, glowing up. And I was shown that there is available like a network, a connection network for people who are searching to come together and who wants to be connected. And the reason they showed me the picture this way is that we can, when we call out to meet up with someone, that I need some support, you can kind of envision. You can use this energy that Robert brought through, envision this picture of all these dots and connect to. It's like a web. A web is probably the best word for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a web of connection of people who are there, are present. So if you kind of just sit down and you connect to this energy and say, I'm here, I need someone, and just send it out. Feel that you connect, and then just let it go. And suddenly something will happen. You might find something online. Someone might call. All these little miracles that just tend to happen. Mm-hmm. I also was shown another thing, and that is it's imperative actually to become as safe as possible of our own awakening. Because one of the things that often happens and people often experience when they start to awaken is that when they start to change, people around them tend to feel that as a threat.
As a what?
As a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when, let's say, if I wake up and change, people around me either need to let go or they need to change too.
Yeah.
And many changes, as they say, has always been one of the biggest challenges for humans, because we have such a strong mental field that is actually by design set up to keep things going again and again and again to keep you safe. And then when we break through that, it's like much of our mental state actually goes into red alert. Oh no, don't change. You never know what's happened. I'm designed to keep you safe, and now you are breaking all my boundaries, you know.
Yeah.
So feel the energy of kind of being safe with your own development, and talk to people around you. Try to make them understand that it's not a threat, it's a natural development. Everything changes all the time.
It's exactly that last sentence is very important. So we came in from eons of years of finding one truth, and even gave it all away externally to find our truth. And now what we understand that giving it all away outside is not working. So we have to go doing the inner work and inside. But we also have to understand that change will be there forever, and change will be part of us.
Yeah.
And that's something people, if I'm talking about myself, I found it really hard in the beginning, because when I had one truth and it was not working, and then I found another one, and then there was suddenly okay, but that is moving all the time. And so the trust in your own change is very important.
Yeah.
But I feel that you will put some energy in that as well.
I will. Because I know that the more safe, many of us feel unsafe when you awaken, also unsafe about the surroundings you're at. The more safe we feel with our own changes, the more safe our surroundings also will feel. So I'm actually going to bring in some big energies to support this, because we're in a place where the entire universe is changing around us, and One of those who actually bring in for me the most solid energy and most supportive energy is the planets.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring in some I'm also going to ground this energy a little bit. So I'm going to go in and connect to the grandmothers, earth grandmothers. Yamanakia kotono menaya. Yamana goyo kono menia kata. Yamina noya goyo kodita. Ashnamaikia. Kiamenistaya. Kia. Ishniminai kawa yokotono manishitaya konomani ashitikaya chikikaya. So the planets, they kind of bring in the information that, or the energy that it's always safe to be bigger than you perceive yourself to be. It's always safe to look larger, to open up and kind of receive kind of everything. And then the little space fairy came in and said, yeah, everything we bring in some grand energy. We got something new to play with. So look at it that way. It's not necessarily that it needs to, a change needs to be terrible. Change can be like the most funniest things ever. And if you're going to bring something new and beautiful in, and you just have to let go of something so that there's more room for something else to play. And then it was like the energy became very big, very huge. And the grandmothers came and kind of opened, I call it earth space, and said, yeah, look, there's plenty of space to play. There's plenty of space to play. And then they brought in, sometimes when I bring in some energies like this, I can get some information coming. And one of the things they said that this planet is very unique in this way that we can have a lot of experience on it. The surroundings can be the same, but our vibration, the way our consciousness kind of vibrate, changes the surroundings for us all the time. So you can say, a lot of people can talk about Lemurian, oh, it was so beautiful with crystals and temples and everything. Yes, but the surrounding was exactly the same, but the vibration our consciousness was on made us experience the earth on a beautiful level. Then we can say Atlantis had a very different energy, beautiful its own way, and it's made us look at the surrounding in a completely different way.
Yeah.
And now we are in a way of completely awakening to a new level, which make a lot of people start to see, oh, I see rainbows, I see crystals on the leaves, I see auras, I see everything. Yes, it's always been there on this planet. It's just our consciousness, our vibration that is vibrating differently and make us have a completely new experience.
exactly.
But yeah, so the grandmother just showed me there is always a space on this planet for whatever you choose to experience.
And that's, I think that's, it always has been like this.
Yeah,
And the only thing is that our consciousness
yeah,
is getting more space. So
yeah,
every time it's like, if you play Super Mario, there's a new level. You
yeah,
open a box and there's a new level, and you can do this continuously. And the only thing which holds us back at this moment is that we have to find the door to the new levels, and then puff, there's a whole new situation.
yeah,
It is in the same time period, so that there are people who have not been awakened yet, people who are just been awakened, people who are on all kinds of levels of awakening, which is all perfect fine, because everybody is doing it in his own way, his own speed, his own, and everything is perfectly arranged in this
mm,
universe, so it's all perfect. But what we can do is to support that awakening,
mm,
uh, and 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 to help reach out for the inner work which is needed for all those different levels. Because if you think you did all your inner work,
mm,
you are still in one level. So if you open the port, there will be new inner work,
yeah,
and there, it seems endlessly. And because that's how everything is constructed, like fractals build up on each other. We are those experience fractals and getting all those experiences in a way.
mm,
So what I want to do is, to everybody who's listening to this, um, to give some supporting energy, supporting for the awakening, supporting for the trust in that in every time, in everything is perfect for everybody, in every situation, and that there will be more space, just as you said, in every level you come. So the farther you experience the awakening, the more space and the more playground there will be. So it is beautiful, and it's really nice. For Aishin Vani Koko. Shana ar ai no chi zu na kachichi or chi na short chi ka an oi var over I chi ar
I just love that energy. It gave me the sensation that the curtains was removed. It's like I was present in a very big house with a lot of rooms all around, and I can walk from room to room, and the curtains were removed. And whenever or wherever I looked out of the window, there was a different view.
Mm,
And there was like a door out from every room, so I could just choose, completely free to choose which room do I want to play in,
yeah.
which window or door do I want to open, what surroundings do I want to have around me
Mm,
today. And it was like every room I came in to kind of set a vibration within me, like in here this is possible, and in here this is possible. And it was like being given so many potentials and opportunities to actually play with. And they all had possibility of change or greater awakening, because the curtains were gone, so it wasn't the old view.
mm,
It was like bigger, it was like more open, it was more space.
yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think we have kind of an amazing future ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things my higher self also have uh, pinpointed out to me, that is that because of all this, or this is what we all know, there's a lot of energies coming in, and in order for us to actually move forward as quickly as possible. These energies are kind of designed to bring up all our stuckness. And I've seen lately how all this stuckness that is being released or being highlighted, tend to be on a more and more dense level and a more physical level.
Mm-hmm.
There's also been a lot of, and this has been kind of interesting. I call it star karma in order just to put a word on it so that it can be understood. And it's like we're not only working through earthly stuff, things from our earthly, but the images I've been getting is that there was a lot of stuff going on planets or star system around us. And it's like we brought some of it here with us in order to experience it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Like on this planet, we can look at it from many different angles. We can use several lifetimes on it. We can experience it more in what I call a step down or slowed down motion. And it's like all of this stuckness is coming up, and it makes a lot of sense to me, because not only are we clearing huge levels from 26,000 years cycles and even more upon this planet, but we're also clearing cycles from that we have brought with us in star energies that also needs to be aligned and cleared. And it seems like it's necessary to do what we can to try to release as much of this stuckness as possible. Also because many times when we reach those very deep levels of stuckness within it, we have to remember that these are traumas or things that we haven't managed to look at in eons of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes them feel not only overwhelming, but it's like we stand there and we feel this and we have no clue how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Not only because it's so old, because there's also a feeling like it's been stored and stored because we haven't managed to get through it.
Would it help to clear that, or is it more like opening it up so that we can have a look at it?
I think both.
Both.
I think the main thing also is to first open it and then kind of put some codes in to sustain the clearing.
Okay.
So I think we are probably both going to bring in something on that. So if you want to go first with what you can, and then I can just come in after with.
Because I like the star karma word. Yeah. So what I'm focusing on is to help release, opening up of all times and space, of all time, of all lifetimes, for everybody who's listening to this, the star karma, so that we can have either a look at it or can start clearing it.
Yeah. me, it was like a huge download, and it came like this, and then it went straight down to my upper heart, and it was like, it was a lot of work in that third eye I felt came in order to sustain our ability to look at things again larger. So you have to say, look larger, look with a big eye.
Yeah.
We like that. Look with a big eye. Really, really look, right? Because we tend to narrow things a lot. It's just like that, and that's how it is, you know. And we really, really need to open that space and allow for another view of things. And that energy you brought in, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I felt there was a beautiful energy, what I call hope, that was brought in, that said, hey, it's possible. We can do this. We can do this. You know, come on, we can do this. So it was really, really like heartwarming. It's like nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
If it was possible to put it there, it's also possible to remove it.
Exactly.
Remember, both sides always available. So don't give up. Because we believe in ourselves. We believe in you. It's like possible. I'm going to bring in the fire dragon to kind of see how much we can clear or make available for clearance, and then it's up to everyone to choose how they want to use the energy. We're just making it available. So I'm going to create almost like a vortex to see how much we can spin out of this. Badua, bestuai. Bedua, bestuai. Bedua, bestuai. Bestoa, betuai. Bestoa, betuai. Bestoa, betuai. And the fire dragon said, think about the volcanoes. The volcanoes, they kind of bring it the hottest, the warmest energy, and they kind of flow it out over the landscape. But the ashes from the volcanoes is something that actually sustain new growth in so many ways. The minerals, everything that is coming up from inside gives a lot of support for new life. And every time the volcano spread out its lava, new land is being created. So even though it might look fiery, it might look expansive, explosive, whatever comes up, you might feel like a volcano when the dam breaks and everything kind of gets out. Remember, it's creating new land, so just allow it out. Just allow it to be released. So I'm going to keep the vortex open until we end this show. So I will close it then. So if people come to think of something, they can throw it in.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, and I will close it. And just make myself note about it. I don't forget it. I mean, there's not much left in here these days. Many times, like it's impossible. If I don't do what I think in a moment, it's kind of completely gone.
Yeah, that's very. I recognize that. I also make notes, and then because it's only important for a little time span.
Yeah.
and afterwards it's not important anymore. So I
Mm.
recognize that. So this was powerful inner energy, and it was really. You said we're going to set a vortex, and immediately I started wiggling.
Mm.
So it was, and it felt really powerful, really nice.
Yeah.
And but I still feel there is something. Um, how can I describe it? It's like um, you already mentioned that it was a massive download.
Mm.
So what I want to do is support the integration of what we just have
Yeah.
been putting here. So and do it with I call in the space fairies because I want to do it with love and lighter, love and lighting.
Mm.
And my space fairy language is not really that optimum, but maybe you can later fill that in. I will
Mm.
set the codes in for that support of this integration of all the energies we just
Yeah.
touched, and also the space, the star karma you mentioned.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, let's do that. Frichikani ukukunya nanai ititi chukurti ani nanai chuku kukotai dina ostani nai chukukorai shinyanai ochuchi chukoto chocho mudani chukukonya ni yonnonomoi danai shunni nanai ni yanu nanai chukoto koto shi chuti nina wota nanai nanai wota ti chota ti uchi chukoto
Semanayo kokotono mania kakatana nanya kataya mania kotono mania katasha akaya kokotono mania to mania katasha yo kotono mania katai mania kotono mania na we kokotono mania o kotono manasha da yo kotono mania da shota dan yo kotono mania yeah. It was a very interesting energy you brought in, Robert, because I felt it like these grandmothers, really, really huge, all-encompassing, all-embracing mothers. And that mother, she was kind of sitting there, and the child was out playing in the garden, and it fell and hit his knee, and it was bleeding, and it came like crying home and say, "Mother, look, I hurt myself." And the mother just kisses the little one and kisses the wound, and he sits on her lap and he holds him, and just like, make him feel safe and that it's okay to go out and have some experiences. It's okay to get hurt because the wound will heal again. And she's there to support those energy.
Yeah.
And then the space fairies came in and said, yeah, we support that energy, but just the thing that's happened afterward, the boy just forget everything, and then he runs out to play and on new adventures, and we had in the garden to play with it, So it was like, yes, that's how it's meant to be.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it was so, it was like a beautiful, beautiful, very sacred energy. So it was like it went deep, deep, deep into my being, like, wow.
Beautiful.
So beautiful it actually can be when we get to understand, and when we realize that we're not meant to be here to suffer.
Yeah.
We're meant to be here to have a good time. We're meant to be here to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that you're free to choose. There's always a lot of things that happens. It's like this old story, about the gun. You say what you did do before enlightenment, that chopped wood and carry water. What you do after enlightenment, I still chop wood and carry water, but I do it with a beautiful, love-filled space energy all the time. So it's all about where we anchor ourselves always.
Yeah, and understanding that what you do is perfect.
Yeah.
So then in the beginning there, before the enlightenment, it was like you didn't understand and you were searching and you were uncertain
Yeah.
by that search. And if you filter everything through the heart, it's more like
Mm.
it's perfect. Everything is perfect. So what I'm doing now, it's needed to be done
Mm.
for the next experience
Yeah.
to pop up.
Yeah.
And even if it seems when you're standing in the grass, you only see grass. So you don't understand that there's more, but then you step up on a rock and then you
Mm.
can see around and you see a little bit of pool of water and something different. Then you
Yeah.
climb up on a tree and then you see that there's even hills or whatever. So it's all the perspective, but we were
Mm.
somehow caught in one perspective. And now
Mm.
every perspective will open it up like the lotus flower will open up.
Yeah.
And all these new perspectives gives our ego mind the flight, freeze and fear part.
Mm.
And so we have to get through that, understand that it's only from that perspective, and then move on.
Mm.
Yeah, recognizable, beautiful.
Yeah, it's true. And I also got right now a little bit energetic download there to bring in some energies, some sun codes. And they actually have to do with to choose not to suffer anymore.
Mm.
And I'm definitely not into any type of religion, but we have the Eastern right now. A lot of people are
Yeah, somebody told me this today that it's this
yeah.
weekend, and I was like, oh, okay.
I haven't celebrated Eastern for God, since I was a child or something like that, but it was like they said, it's a lot of people are into that energy. But what is it really meant if you look at it from a higher perspective? It's meant to be the end of suffering.
Mm.
It's meant to be the bringing of life, bringing of light.
Yeah.
So instead of having all this whatever, let's bring in the light.
Mm.
Let's make some, bringing some sun codes actually to end suffering. If people want to suffer, then by all means,
Of course.
there's something that they still have to learn or want to experience, but making it visible that we have a choice.
Please bring in those codes.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Mm.
Manisha. Kyokotundi miakatana chata kokotonaya kochtia mzia shishiza zizuchtia akichizi mata kyokotunto Shia kete nama noti okotosho to yakanda nama ne iake ikota nama nati ota akitoto joyo monoto shtaike eshniakata. But it's also like a need for, I don't know if this is the right expression, but it's like clearing of the DNA when it comes to this. It's like there is, I was shown how the energy kind of was coming down and working, and suddenly it turned because it was shown that the suffering actually is kind of the energy coming down and is becoming more and more separated and more polarized. And then when the code started to come in, it kind of, instead of being like that, it came together again, and then it became like a dance. What looked like a DNA strand. I
Yeah.
don't know what you feel about it.
Well, I first had the clear thinking of expanding this coach into the not into the into the field,
Mm-hmm.
and into every cell of everybody listening to this.
Super.
And then we can take that DNA effect also with it, because for me it was in every cell level, so it's also DNA combined.
Yeah.
So I'm focusing my energy on the expanding of these sun codes we just get received from Inger, via Inger, and let them really integrate in every cell on the physical, the energetical, and the cosmical level of every being, so that we can also put them or integrate is a better word, in our DNA systems in all those fields. What is
I felt the word I got from that one was space to grow. Like it was kind of stretched and we were made available, even more available, the human body,
Yeah.
to receive this frequency, because they can be quite a span between the vibration of them and what we are capable of receiving and bringing in. They don't go away, they just stay in the field until that possibility. But we just don't want to wait that long, do we? So it's just like just like it wants to. I also felt there was some work again with third eye. There's been quite some third eye energy today. Let's see. It's like there is, we are shifting perception of our reality a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really being sustained and supported. It's like everything we share, everything someone shares out there by experience or whatever visions or whatever comes in, helps almost like bringing a new template for a new reality, a new vision. And that was part of the work that you brought through in this one, to keep that, because if you bring in some codes and they change, the vehicle has to be ready to experience that change and make it a reality that matters. And by that I mean it must be something we can relate to in our day-to-day. Yeah. Like something gets easier, like you got another experience of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, make other choices in your life that sustains your development the way you really want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel so blessed. I just feel so blessed. Some grandmother energy. Shian gayo kotashna kiata. Eye kio koshnamana gayo ko. Ashia ketana tine kia katana. Amana kishntia kashoto. Aya curtain tishininia kanamana akioko. Shotamana ka. Amashatoyo komania kata. Amakotoya shamaniaka. Amashatata kyoko tono maniki okotono sha. Ishntiatam mahai te yokosto dono no mana. Yekistai kiet ashnamanaka kyokoto. Kiekashanamana eti yakashnto chamani title a yokotunte. Ike ashanaka shotoyo. It was actually both the star grandmothers and the earth grandmothers that came. And what they brought in was, as I said, communication. Communication between all levels and all elements, both in the body and in our field. In the spaces in between, to the cells. It's like if you look at a cell through a microscope or something that has a cell, the cell is kind of floating in a space. There's something space in between the cells. Yeah, which is kind of our multidimensional energy.
Yeah.
And then there's the cells. And it was like a kind of blue energy that came in to kind of sustain the communication between the cells and the multidimensional layers, between the layers in our field, between the layer spots in our light pod. It's like the grandmothers brought in at one level and the earth grandmothers on other level to kind of make all of this becomes one harmonious tune.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Beautiful. Yeah, the space between the cells is also, of course, is of very large importance. Our science doesn't really look at that, but it's still
Yeah.
Interesting. Beautiful. Yeah. So if you look at what we've done until now for this hour or this session, is that we started with the tribe finding.
Yeah, coming together.
Yeah.
Finding support. Yeah.
But now we also found our cell space, tribe, little tribe. And which is interesting because we also spoke about inner and outer focus. This is really in the inner focus because this is bringing us really back into our renewed focus on how we are composed or how we build up. That's interesting because that will sustain us. It will support us, not sustain us. It will support us in the change and the trust in the changes. Because now, if the communication in all levels in our system is harmonized, then it's much easier if anything from outside comes in to absorb or to not accept it or whatever, to do anything with it. It's much easier then. Everything is more in a flow, because when you started to give your frequencies, I immediately felt like it was like a wave.
Yeah.
I closed my eyes and immediately it was like I was on a wave.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stop. It's like being on a floating bed or a floating chair and on a wave. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's always interesting to bring through the energies like that, and you have no clue. You just let it through, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it all fits together and makes sense.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Mostly, I don't have no clue at all. And just energies come up,
Yeah.
and my the good thing for me is that always is spot on.
Mm.
But
Oh yeah.
but mostly I don't recognize the language or the dialect or whatever. But it's
Mm.
always, especially when we work together or when we
Mm.
work together with other people, it's always fitting perfectly, and that makes it so beautiful. It's like almost like I got a picture of a mosaic. You put all those little tiles and in the
Yeah.
beginning you don't have a clue
Yeah.
what it will be, and then suddenly it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just love that. Beautiful expressed. And when you bring through the energy, I mean, you don't need to understand words or anything, but you feel it somewhere in your body or in your field.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
as I said to you, you're like a laser beam. It's like buzz.
Yeah.
Does it hit the spot immediately? Yeah.
Yeah, and more I can feel if it's powerful or not, and then I get
Mhm.
shivers all over my body, or especially in my upper legs, and it really
Yeah.
feels intense. But I'm getting used to it as well, because
Mm.
most of the energies are either high frequency or powerful.
Mm.
But it's nice one, because if we work together, then it's like a beautiful blend, almost like the DNA string you described. It's
Yeah.
like we are two strings coming together,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah. Yeah.
form that the same strand.
I love that. Was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that one. I love that.
Today is the day of expression for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's Monday. We have to kickstart a new week.
Yeah, yeah, what also we talked a little bit about religious Eastern, um, and of course it doesn't matter if you believe in any system, whatever. If it's your truth, it's perfect, and it will help you in your
Yeah,
travel through this every time.
absolutely.
Uh, and if somebody else is of non-belief or a different belief, it's also perfect, because
Mm.
we all are one and we all
Yeah,
experiencing everything.
yeah,
So if we missed something of a religion or whatever, it would be a lack in experience. So everybody is doing their thing in that, which is
yeah,
also beautiful.
yeah.
So for the
That's right.
believers or non-believers, just wanted to say that.
Mhm.
Is there anything else your higher self wants to add in this?
No, she says that this energy is going to need some days to be worked through. So she said it's enough for today.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to close the vortex
Oh yeah, you've almost forgot that.
because I don't want to have that stuck with me all day. That I'm going to be boom.
Do it for everybody, please.
Then I will need to call you to nudge Robert down
Yeah.
brain.
Hmm.
Thank you, fire dragons.
Hmm. And thank you, space fairies and
Yeah,
grandmothers on
and
planetary
everybody.
systems and on ours, and any guidance we had this day,
Yeah,
and because we had a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't even always notice because I work solely with my higher self like that, and she's the one who orchestrates whatever.
yeah.
So
So thank your higher self.
yeah, I call it the one on the first floor.
The one living above.
The one on the first floor.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. Oh, great.
Okay,
So
you wanna end with a blessing or shall I?
you're the best in blessing. So please do that. Yeah, no, seriously, you can really in translations or explanations, you can really find beautiful combined sets of words. And that's, until now, until today, I wasn't really that good in that. So please do it.
You're good. We just do it different ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. We just want to bring it in a blessing for everybody to take with them in this day. Shani okote na mana ayakatai. Shiana mani okoto no mani akata na mani akake. Yokoto no shani mai yoko ito to no mani niaka. Ashana mani kyokoto no mani ata. Ashiokoto no manakata yatoyo. Eshanio koshta na mana. Esenia kosto omana a. Esenia kosto omane ashito. And it's just, I just got this feeling I want to say, then go out and live happily ever after.
Yeah.
What kind of. I just feel.
Yeah, okay, you just said it. So that's how we end this fairy tale.
Yes.
This space fairy tale.
Yeah, I just had this huge face that came in, beautiful, beautiful big eye that was kind of looking at me, and I couldn't tell if it was a dragon or if it was a whale, but it was just, I just wanted to swim into it and stay there.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Happy,
Happy end.
happy ending.
It's a session with a happy ending. This must be the space fairy energies, because we were just laughing now. Oh, great. So, Inger, thank you very much. Thank you, the one upstairs. Let's do this again. If somebody wants to have any questions, you can always find Inger on Facebook or myself, and you can subscribe if you didn't do it to my YouTube channel. Inger is a fabulous healer. Inger also works in healing with me. If anybody is interested in that, just if you have any questions on what we did, please let us know, and just share comments. And I hope you enjoyed it.
And Robert, the one and only, spot on, our own personal laser beam.
Make me shy. Yeah.
I say never forget an opportunity to work with Robert, because he's amazing, I know.
Thank you. So bye everybody. Thank you all.
Yeah.